Hello, tankers and gamers. Momentary Genius here with another first match and also a quick follow-up match of the AMX 13 SS-11 TCA Western Alliance light tank, and it's also July 2023's Tank of the Month. And this video I'm putting out just before the end of the month in case there's anyone on the fence like, should I put $10 down of my hard-earned cash for this tank? Short answer is yes. It also comes with 850 gold, 3 days of premium, and 10 1.5 silver boosters. Yeah, it's a good bundle. However, there are some caveats, and they do have to do with the tank, and especially the commander. Now, as you see, and as I do with all my first plays, first match videos, you see me set up my commander, and I have a custom commander for every tank. Unlike some of the more professional reviewers, more experienced, who will put in almost fully trained or completely trained commanders into the tank so they get the best out of the tank or cover up the flaws of the tanks better. And I don't like that, because if you're brand new and this video is really are for brand new players, you may not fully understand what they mean by what's being covered up by the commander. And certain tanks, and the AMX 13, I'm going to call it ATGM from now on, is a tank that definitely benefits from having a commander, because for an Era 2 light tank, it's not as fast. It does have a top speed right now for mine is 68 kilometers per hour, but it's slow to get there, especially when compared to certain other light tanks. That is a workaround problem. You don't need to you're not rushing ahead to take points sometimes, depending on how your team may or may not want to sit on the base, but it's really the primary cannon where all the gun handling perks that you can unlock with the commander are going to be really beneficial. The primary boom snout it lacks penetration. You're talking the premium gets 230, and you're having an alpha of 180 damage for both standard and premium. And this, we're talking about a derp tank when it comes to non-ATGM firing. The boom snout is not the best for long range, or even sometimes close range. The bloom on this is horrendous. So yes, you're gonna want to really be patient and really work on having a skilled commander. And that is where, if you're a new player, or if maybe you're not so familiar with light tanks in Cold War Era 2 specifically, and you're trying to get in, yeah, you're gonna want to be a little more patient. And that is there a learning curve? A little bit. Also, this is going to be a short first match, because I'm still learning this map, and I put this tank in the completely wrong scenario. It is a support tank through and through. You really want to have be next to your big brother and hope they support you, because this tank has no armor. Yeah, it's kind of small, but once you're detected or spotted, almost anything's going to go through your armor. And the new problem, and I'm going to touch on this in the video later, especially now that we have the French mediums and the proliferation of multi-weapon systems, autocannons, and you're going to see it here, have a horrific tendency of setting this tank on fire. I mean, any tank, really, any round really could set this thing on fire. It's so small, everything's compact, no armor. But getting set on fire by autocannons, and it's the French tanks. I've definitely noticed this. They like to either fire on you with a primary boom snout, then ram you, lay into you with the autocannon, and now light tanks in general can easily be taken out by a single tank. And that's where I do have a moment of caution about recommending this tank. If you're going to buy it, I think you learn how to work as a support tank and you'll be okay. But at the same time, be prepared to be obliterated if you are caught out or not supported. You have to be aware of your surroundings, pay attention to the map, and try to stick with your team. And you're gonna see it. This is also a tank because it's got a 55% silver boost bonus. It's right on that margin of where if you have premium time already, you will be okay in making silver. So you can use premium rounds, you can make mistakes, and you won't lose silver. But if you don't have premium time, and like I said, always pay, if you're watching other content creators and you're watching the streams and you're new and you're just trying to get a feel for this game, pay attention to what they make with premium time and what they make without it. Because you can, even in Cold War, with the already silver boost applied to this mode, you can still lose silver. Maybe not a lot, but if you don't, if your teams aren't working out the way you are and you don't have that premium time, cushion, yeah, you could go a couple matches and be like, huh, I just lost 80,000 silver. Maybe you don't realize it, and maybe you do. But that is something I've steadily become more aware of as I have premium time. And it's like, man, if I didn't have this, and even with this premium tank, I would be punished for doing okay. So, I know I'm trying to sort of sell you tank, but you really do need to be careful. Now, it's not a WZ-120. If I would be more confident with a WZ-122, the Chinese medium tank, because it has a little bit of armor, it has a really good primary boom snout, but also the intricate reload for the ATGMs is about 10 seconds up. I think it's more like 8 now, because I have a more advanced commander in skills. With the AMX 13, almost stock, really, it is 15 seconds. To put that in perspective, my Object 934, which doesn't have a clip for ATGMs, it has to be reloaded manually, in air quotes, because it's a game. That's about 14 seconds, and that's about acceptable. Way the AMX 13 ATGM is set up, it would be, I think, it'd be better if it were more closer to like the WZ-120, 10 seconds or less. I do realize it was like a balancing thing to make it more, less OP, but realistically, with how derpy the primary boom sound is, and it is not like the RDFL, excuse me, the RDFLT, which has, now that it's been buffed, has a amazing 6-shot autoloader boom snout that can be used for sniping, is horrific when you get behind an enemy tank at point blank range. The AMX-13 is a bit more cautioning, especially you don't have the speed of the RDFLT. So you really want to be like, yes, I slammed that ATGM. I got the maximum, almost 1,100 damage. So now every 6 rounds for my primary boom snout is going to just rip them to pieces. If that doesn't happen, you're kind of screwed. So it's one of those things. This tank really hasn't even been out a year, maybe about a year, maybe a little more or so, but it already feels like it's due for some love and improvements. And it's definitely going to come to gun handling. And I could see, you know, the standard rounds, the spear rounds, all getting probably penetration buffs. It's kind of feels that way. That's really the only place you could really buff it without being like, well, now it's just horrifically unrealistic. But at least it's more playable. So you are definitely going to be dependent on these ATGMs to really effectively do any damage. I'm really emphasizing because I've struggled a little bit. It's been really hard to get the top 3 parts position in this tank. So I do recommend you get it because it's a good bargain. But be prepared to have to take some time to do some learning. And if you found this helpful, or maybe now you're scared, you know, leave a comment below, like and subscribe. And I hope you keep your trucks on the ground in the RNG in your favor. And stay tuned for more videos. More is in the pipeline. Thank you, and goodbye.